After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Tonight, the high-speed, high-banked, half-mile clay oval plays host to round 19 of the Outlaws Sim Series season. Tony Stewart's track was welcomed to the NASCAR circuit in 2013 and has been a fan favorite ever since. A certain thriller of a race is coming up next on Pit Stop TV. Good evening all, and welcome to the virtual Rossburg, Ohio. Devin Zimmerman is alongside for Vakal this evening, and Devin, this is our third race of the season. That's kind of a new thing for the Outlaw Sim Series, but more importantly, the second race of the season has very close proximity to the playoffs. I'm saying we're coming up to, 5 or 6 races to the playoffs. How important is it to have a good run tonight?
Yeah, Emerson, it is really important to have a good race tonight, but it is a dirt track, and if we learned anything from the dirt track at Bristol, it's going to be pretty much chaos. A lot of comers and goers in that race. There was a lot of good, close racing. Quite a few cautions as well, but in the end, it was a driver who's a part-timer who came out with the win in Kyle Lingerfeld. But tonight, I'm looking for some of these mainstayers to really put a foot forward and try to get a win so they can solidify their place in the playoffs and possibly move up into the playoffs for those guys that are sitting on the bubble.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that, Devin. The other part of the playoff story is that the top of the point standings is a dead heat between our two three-time winners on the season, Max Service and Jonathan Jennings. But here's the kicker, Devin. Jonathan Jennings, he's not here tonight. But on top of that, Max Service, he won't be showing up next week. So both our point leaders are going to be missing a race, and we might see Seth Berger come and swoop in and take the point lead. But all that's to say that we still have quite a race on our hands on the other side of this graphic, Devin. Only 6 points between the drivers across the bubble.
Yeah, exactly. The guys on the bubble, Andrew St. Clair, Devin Smith, Matt Rogers, Daniel Mulnix, and Just Cause and Greg Holt are not participating, I don't think, anymore. So they're going to continue to drop, but you can see right there, right around the 16th place, 14th to 18th. It is very, very close, and any race, any position is going to mean so much, especially in these stages. With the stage racing that we have here in Outlaws, it is going to mean every point counts, and you've got to solidify yourself now and start working your way clear if you want to make it in. There's a lot of guys with wins that are going to be in there, so you really have to make up ground now if you want to stay in the playoffs.
Absolutely, and while we talk about this again, things are going to change at the top of the points table over the next couple weeks. Things are definitely going to change on the other side of the points table. What else is a change, Devin, is when you think of Outlaw Sim Series linked races, you think almost endurance stint linked races. I mean, these are some behemoths of single driver stints that the Outlaw Sim Series does week in and week out, especially for, amateur and virtual sim racers. Tonight's race is only 100 laps on a half-mile dirt track that has high speeds, Devin. And these stages, they're going to come up quick. Stages are at 20 and 45. and it's only a 100 lap race. You're gonna have to be on it. This is almost, if you were to think about IMSA races, you think most of the Outlaws races are like those longer races, maybe like the 6 hours at the Glen. The next week they ran Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. That was only 2 hours and 40 minutes. But tonight, this is like a 1 hour and 40 minute show. This is a 100 lap race, and it's gonna go quick.
Yeah, it is. This track very short there. You mentioned it, a half-mile track on dirt. So, I mean, you think dirt would be a little bit slower, but this is a very fast dirt track, especially in this next generation car. These cars do not come to this track as it is currently. The NASCAR Truck Series does come to the track. You can see there the best time, 18 seconds at .669, set by Brandon Long Jr. in a Silverado. These cars have more power. These could go a little bit faster, so we're going to be seeing some lap times that are similar to maybe, I don't know, a Martinsville or even a Bristol, on the asphalt time. So this is going to be a very, very quick race. You got to make up positions quick. If you have a bad qualifying, you got to get through the field quickly. And what that's going to mean is a lot of excitement, a lot of passing, a lot of big beating and banging. Maybe some messed up race cars, but you got to get it to the end, especially with where we are in the points. Like I've mentioned it before a couple of times, every point counts. So get the car to the end any way you can.
Absolutely. And Devin, we talk about the lap times, and you talk about the difference between the truck, with lower horsepower to the Cup car. Yes, the Cup car has higher horsepower, but at the same time, that's not always a good thing on dirt. They're harder to control on dirt, and the bottoms are flat, so they don't like bumps very well. So we are actually seeing times very similar to the truck. Only the top 5 on the practice charts, Devin, are faster than that truck time. So that's actually a very good benchmark time that we're looking at here. The fastest lap time in a NASCAR truck with these NASCAR NextGen vehicles. And again, we've only seen in real life one race with these bad boys on dirt, and it was a high bank Bristol track.
That's right, and this is not as banked as Bristol, so really have to protect it. I think it's going to be a more of a high lean track. You're going to really want to ride that cushion and keep the momentum up. You might see a couple of guys try to pass down on the low side, but it's going to be somewhat similar to what we would see at Bristol, the way it is now on the asphalt, where you have to pull a slide job to get in front of guys and just hope it sticks. And we're going to see a lot of that tonight to make passes. That really seems the only way to get around people unless they make a mistake.
Well, we talk about, Devin, the proximity to the playoffs. Let's look at it. Oh boy, we are getting close. You think of tonight, Eldora kind of being a wild card, especially the way last time out. Now, I should also clarify, the last dirt race at Bristol Dirt, there was a few mistakes. There was a lot of mistakes made in the process of that. And the lobby was set up. It had unlimited faster pairs, and there was a whole bunch of things. That race, I think, is a mulligan. I don't think that Bristol Dirt race is actually how these drivers are going to drive tonight, because they don't have those faster pairs this time around. And you also got to look at, you better have a good race tonight if you're scared about your chances at Daytona, because anything and everything can happen at Daytona. And then we got Laguna Seca, a road course that we've never seen NASCAR National Series competition take to. We've seen ARCA, we've seen K&N West. We've never seen one of the NASCAR National Series take to WeatherTech race like Laguna Seca. So that's going to be a wild one. And then from then on, it's only a 5-race stretch to the playoffs. So very, very key tonight's race to just survive. To if you think you're going to struggle tonight, to be on damage control in your points. And if you think you have a chance tonight, you better go, man, go, and get all you can get.
Yep, exactly. We mentioned it a couple times. That is the way it needs to be, just because of how close we are. And I mean, this schedule doesn't get any easier after Laguna Seca. You got Pocono, the 2-mile track. Drafting is going to come into play there, even though it is not a super speedway. I mean, I guess it could classify as it is and does boast the longest straightaway on the calendar. That front stretch at Pocono, but still, even you have to protect the tires because all 3 turns are different, so that's going to pose a challenge. Then another triangle track in Phoenix, but this one a little bit shorter, only a mile track, so it's the big triangle to the little one. Then we head to Charlotte, a very interesting mile and a half. It runs a little bit similar to Texas, but not really. It has its own quirk about it, especially off of turn number 4. Car seems to be very loose off of that turn, or tight, depending on where you are. And then we have Bristol and Nashville Super Speedway to close it out. We saw what happened to Bristol Dirt. We're going to see probably some similar instances at Bristol on the asphalt this time. And then, of course, Nashville Super Speedway, a new track that has been added to the NASCAR series. We've seen it a couple years now. It's provided some great racing from top to finish. And we saw these NextGen cars in the real life taken on. And a lot of guys had some trouble there. So we might see some of these drivers have trouble there as well. But that is the end of the regular season. And then we get into the playoffs, Emerson.
Absolutely, in the playoffs again. I can't wait. We got 2 road courses and an oval that drives like a road course that first round. Very technical first round of the playoffs. Into another chaotic round. We have a short track, a super speedway, and Darlington, the track that's boasted as the track too tough to tame, round 2, into a more typical third round, or so you think, because we have an update to that part of the schedule, Devin. Of course, we have the normal mile and a half at Homestead. That is kind of more of the bread and butter of NASCAR. But as of Friday, the new Atlanta Motor Speedway has been added to the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations platform. And we will be having a super speedway race. Just 3 races left in the regular season, into another chaotic short track at North Wilkesboro, into the championship finale at the 3/4 mile in Richmond, Virginia at Richmond Raceway. Devin, chaotic playoff schedule awaits us, but we still have to get through all the business that is tonight here at the Eldora Speedway. With that being said, I also do want to give a shout out to all of our partners here at Pit Stop TV. Of course, that of Whiplash Sim Cams. Of course, if you want to get your very own Whiplash Media Sim Cam camera pack, like the one you see on screen right now, or others that we've used throughout the season here on Pit Stop TV or across all broadcasts, go ahead and check out our website at www.pitstoptv.com/whiplash. Of course, SimRap Market. You can check them out at simrapmarket.com. And if you don't know what they do, they were formerly known as Heatwave Designs. And what they do is they make base paint schemes for almost any vehicle on the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations platform. You are able to then take it, add your own logos, put your own touch on it, use it however you wish. They sell their base paint schemes on their website at simrapmarket.com. It's a great idea if you're somebody who wants to ride around on the track in style and you don't either A, don't have the time to paint, B, don't know how to paint, or C, just want another look on how to paint some of these race cars, especially open wheel cars and sports cars. Those are difficult to paint. So definitely check out simrapmarket.com and you can check out some of the templates they have on there. And again, I might even check them out for a potential GT3 paint later this month, Devin, when we're tackling Spa. So that'll be fun. We'll see what we can grab out of simrapmarket.com. But also, we also have to give a shout out to Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. Of course, you deserve the best care that money can buy, and you can check them out at permanentmakeupinmaine.com. That being said, practice has been pretty busy. Now, I will say, Devin, you do have to look at these practice times with a little bit of an asterisk next to them. As the track gets used and more used up and more cars run on it, the track gets slower. So really, only the times that were set early in the practice session are fast times. After that, it's really difficult to get a fast time. But nonetheless, with that in mind, what do you make of the practice times we got so far?
Yeah, you have to kind of take them with a grain of salt. It's the same at a super speedway, when guys are drafting, they set faster laps. So you can see you can draft together very well. And you can see who kind of got in here early and set some laps on a clean track. Now we're just trying to see guys, you can see it on the screen there, guys testing out different lanes as the track is worn to figure out where their car is going to handle the best on a worn track, because towards the end of this, when you really have to make up some spots and make ground, you're going to be trying to test those different lanes and see what your car has. So we see Jeremiah Stutzman and Max Service going by there. You can see Jeremiah Stutzman running kind of in the middle, Max Service running up at the top. Now Stutzman dives into the inside. They're just trying to figure out where their car is the best, what their car can do, how much they can give it here on a worn track. So once we get to qualifying, I mean, we can see these times jumbled up. But I have to say, Scott Bailey was really fast at Bristol on the dirt, so I fully expect to see him up at the top still and battling for the win tonight.
Absolutely. And Devin, again, we remember what happened at Bristol Dirt. It was quite chaotic, but it ended up being Kyle Lingerfeld showing up and kind of taking things away there at Bristol Dirt. He is not, at least at the moment, seeming to enter into tonight's race. But we do have, again, a whole plethora of drivers kind of returning to the series and making some one-off starts. You look at Tyler Markle, Reese Schaefer, and then, again, drivers that have been here all season. You said Scott Bailey did very well at Eldora earlier this season. That is very factual. We saw Matthew Setzer. That's another thing. Matthew Setzer is the only driver in this Outlaw Sim Series field to win a race in the Outlaw Sim Series at this track. Albeit it was a exhibition race, but season 1 we had an all-star race. $80 was on the line, and it was Matthew Setzer who kind of stole the show from a hard-charging Kyle Lingerfeld and Andrew Pratt. And again, Matthew Setzer definitely is another driver you should look out for tonight. He's already gotten it done in this series here.
Yeah, he had a great showing here at Eldora, and I mean it's. You know, we have to see what happens. He was really fast at Bristol Dirt, and I know he's going to be fast again here at Eldora. Considers himself a decent dirt car racer, but someone we should probably take a look at, who I know is not the best on dirt, but is giving it his all tonight to try and stay where he is in the standings. Would probably be our points leader, Max Service. If he is available, we're going to see if we can get him up here and pick his brain about what he has in store tonight. Max, this is Devin in the booth. It's Eldora on the dirt. What do you think?
I hate it. Is that enough?
Oh, there's the clip of the season. No, it's. I mean, you're sitting here in the points. The second place driver is not here, but your teammate who is third is here, and you're kind of sitting behind him in the standings. But of course, that could be when you guys took the track. But what are you finding most tricky about this car in particular on this dirt track?
The fact that we're on dirt. I feel like that's about it. I mean, the car's not particularly good. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't do a lot of things very well.
Yeah, is it any different or any lessons that you learned possibly from the Bristol dirt race earlier in the season about how this car could handle and what all needs to be done to stay in contention to win this race?
I can tell you right now, we ain't winning. We're just gonna try and hang around till the end, but I don't know, just keep it to where it doesn't go left and right real bad down the straightaway. I feel like that could be a problem here. But I did just get taught a lesson about what gear I'm supposed to be in, because I was in the wrong one in the current setup. So I feel a lot better about the car now, but I feel a little tight into the corner, but then we're kind of a little loose the rest of the way around. But I'm not really sure. Everybody else seems to like this car a lot more than I do.
We did mention, with the underbody. This will be my last question for you. We'll let you get back to driving, but with the flat floor that these next generation cars have, is that providing any challenges on these bumps here at Eldora? Is it upsetting the car?
I haven't really noticed it, but it could provide a little bit of an issue for some people, but I think our ride heights are pretty good as I smack the wall. But like right here in 1 and 2, it just kind of likes to bite kind of like that off the top and come down across the entire track as soon as you get on the throttle. It doesn't do it as bad in 3 and 4, but it certainly does, so I expect a little bit of chaos if anybody else's car drives kind of like ours doing that as we start to get to the point in the run on the right rear tire where it doesn't drive very good.
I gotcha. Well, we'll let you keep your hands full with that car trying to wrangle it around this racetrack, and good luck tonight. Maybe we'll talk to you at the end if you hang around.
Yeah, I really doubt it, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I got 20 points to hold on to.
All right. See you, Max. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you, Devin.
Driver of the number 81, our current point leader, Max Serv, is not very optimistic for tonight. Someone I am expecting to be optimistic, though, is our Season 1 All-Star Race winner, a driver who's already done the deed here at the Eldora Speedway here in the Outlaws Sim Series, Matthew Setzer. Driver, how are you feeling tonight?
Not good.
Well, that is not the response I expected.
I'll tell you right now, I've not practiced for this until tonight, and wish I would have, because this Bristol dirt setup is not working for this track.
I see there would be I can see how there'd be some challenges across those setups. What is, I guess, giving you the most trouble right now? And is there any way your likeness to dirt, your dirt, I guess, iRacing experience can be an advantage for you tonight?
I think right now the thing that's helping me is kind of the car wants to turn in. Teammates are saying they love my setup, but it's just stabled right now. It's not like overpowerly loose. It's pretty much perfect through the center. But I don't know if it's going to be what I need or what. I really don't know. All I can do is see what happens. Hopefully my dirt experience helps me out a lot, because right now this track is slowing down way much, and I hope they're going to reset it a little bit so we get some grip. But if not, if it stays slick, I'll see what I can do.
It'll be very intriguing to see what does happen on when we switch over to the next session. I'd imagine if it does get reset, it's going to feel a lot better. How do you plan to attack this track should it be fresh?
If it's fresh, I know how to. I like it when it's fresh, but it's going to be where you got to make up those spots and then hopefully play track position at the end, and hopefully you got a fast enough car and loose enough that it could keep you up front. Right, I feel like I can stay there, but we'll see. I got experiences right now is going to be my key tonight. It's not going to be this car. It's going to be all up to me, the nut behind the wheel.
I like that. I like that a lot. I really appreciate the insight and your time, Matt. I know practice is coming to a close, so we are going to leave you to it. But this is a dirt track. This is, again, you're the only winner here in the Outlaws Sim Series, albeit an exhibition race, so I'd imagine you'd be the favorite. And at that, hopefully we're talking to you a little later on, man.
I hope I win. It'd be great.
Right on. We'll have to see then after 100 laps of racing. Good luck to you.
Yep, thank you.
Driver of the number 5, Matthew Setzer. And I'm hearing a lot there, Devin. We talked to two Swift Racing drivers, two completely different views on tonight's race, but both of them are not very confident in their abilities tonight.
Yeah, one who is not particularly fond of dirt tracks. We see the fireworks going off in the background.
That actually
amazing.
scared me for a second.
That's pretty cool there. I mean, maybe not as cool as what was it, Worldwide Technology was, but yeah, it's pretty good.
We got some fireworks here on the back straightaway as qualifying is beginning. The track is fresh. You're gonna have the fireworks on the left-hand side, but I guess actually, Devin, the track is fresh, and qualifying today is gonna be different than what we saw at Bristol earlier this season. But what different than what we normally see here, Devin. It is a 10-minute open qualifying session, so everybody is it is a rush to get to the track and get to the high line and set the best lap you can right now.
Yep, it is a rush, and we see Max Service, the Swift Racing guys, Max Service and Seth Berger, out right away, followed closely by Devin Smith. So these were the first ones on the track. Devin Smith with the fastest time so far. Then there's Scott Bailey setting his time, so we know Scott Bailey has some speed in that 11 car. But I did like something that Matt Setzer did say, as he's put it on second place at the moment. It's the Emerson will love this quote, but it is the pilot, not the plane. So, taking some words there from a good movie about planes, some people know. But it's about the pilot here. You know, you can only do what the car will only do what you tell it. So, it depends on who's going to be piloting and who has, I guess.
Oh, Setzer big time in the wall, but he just got the second.
Yeah, and he's closing down the time. Seth Berger's put it in third. He's still out there. Max Service dove it in the pit road. Looks like he wants to change something before he goes back out there and tries again. Now we're taking a look at Reese Schaefer, one of the part-timers coming back for a start here at
He is letting a rip.
Yeah, he's entering low, coming up high, and man, he is getting the tail out there.
I know. Oh, he got the second. I was gonna say I don't think it's the optimal way around, but he's second quickest right now. Look at him rip it.
Yeah, he's taking it low, a different line than what we've seen. A lot of guys are ripping the top. He's diving it low, let it roll up in the center, and then just come off high. It's a different line than what we've seen, but man, I guess on the off, it seems to be working. He's got second place so far.
I'll take a look at Jacob Reeves from 22 Machine. We haven't mentioned him at all really tonight. And going for a little different approach. Entering high and then using the banking. And I got to say, Devin, the track that we didn't really say this, but there's 8 degrees of banking on straightaway. There is a fair bit. There's 24 degrees of banking on the top side in the corners. But it is kind of a progressively banked track, and you can try to use the hill. That's kind of what Reeves was doing last time around. Using the hill to try to pick up some speed and straight line the exit.
Yeah, it may not be a bad play, but I just think that top is going to end up being the play. If your car can stay on the top, maybe you can get it dive off in the center and get a good run off onto the next straightaway, but then you're going to be entering low trying to pass, and then we're going to see what your car is really made of if you can't have that top lane and trying to make the pass. So it's going to be really interesting to watch these guys rip around. But yeah, that higher banking up on the top side of the racetrack, what really makes that outside lane preferable here at Eldora. As we're riding along with Adam Gardner now. He's put in a couple of good laps. Still sitting there in 13th out of 13 who have taken to the track as he spins it out off of turn 4.
It's a tough track out there. Catch up with Jeremiah Stutzman working on Max Service. Stutzman's in the inside wall.
Yeah, looks like he got a little too low. Maybe hit there's a burn down there. And it looks like maybe the front end just kind of clipped that berm and shot him just straight into the wall. But Reese Schaefer really close to Scott Bailey now.
Yeah, he's picking up time. It's really dark inside these cars, but you can't see that dash. You can't see at the windshield. I'm taking a look at what's going on here.
He's taking it back to the top now. He's not running that inside lane. Oh, there he goes. Dive it in the middle that time.
The driver out of Midland, Michigan, Reese Schaefer. Again, they're making some one-off starts this season. He has some other commitments Wednesday nights, so he's not able to usually run the full show. But tonight, Devin, being a short 100-lapper, he might be able to finish tonight.
Yeah, as he dives in on Seth Berger. Doesn't work. He collects the inside wall pretty hard there. And here is the guy sitting on the pole at the moment.
Another Michigander.
Almost completely sideways there up on the top. Scott Bailey.
He's having a good time. Look at him.
That's a throwback to, I believe, the old Darrell Waltrip scheme.
Yes, it is. Good eye. Good eye. Beautiful car. Oh, my goodness.
Guys, on the outside, quick maneuvers there from Scott Bailey.
He is ripping it around here. I mean, he is moving.
He's got it figured out.
Oh, he got
a little bit loose there.
He also got a little bit of a net-coated hit from that parked car on the inside. That didn't help his case. Check in with Daniel Molnick. We haven't checked in with him much.
This is another guy who was up towards the top in the practice times. He also had a very
look
decent
at that snake scaled livery for the Pit Viper machine.
Yeah, that's a cool looking livery, and he was really fast at Bristol as well. Was up in the top 5, I believe, for a good long while until he ended up having being involved in an accident. I think he got collected in a very early accident. It kind of took him out of contention early, and he was just never able to get back to the front. Every time he tried, he ended up being involved in another wreck. Just bad luck after bad luck, but there was a lot of speed in that 44 machine at Bristol.
Drivers still yet to take to the track: Matt Rogers, Doug Solms, Andrew St. Coeur, Tyler Markle, Adrian Schumacher, James Gilliard, and Brad Bothwell. I have to say, Devin, if you didn't get it last week, Brad Bothwell finally got back on the pole position. First time getting the pole since last season. So our six-time pole winner last season, he finally returned to his qualifying glory. Unfortunately, did not have the race he wanted to go with that.
Yeah, so he's starting to figure out the hot lap speed now. He's got to dial in that long run speed, but that's kind of similar to what happened last season. He got all those poles, but had a lot of trouble in the long run at the early parts of last season, and then towards the end, he was really putting it together as far as having that hot lap speed and having a good long run car as well. So I fully expect now that he's got that one lap speed in the car, that he's going to be able to start getting and putting together a long run car as well. He's such a good tactician as far as putting together a setup that I fully expect that maybe not towards the end of the playoffs he'll start to put it together, but definitely next season Bothwell will be back and be one to watch.
Forward with Jeremiah Stutzman. We're gonna really rip it up the hill, being the fence. I should say, all these drivers are competing for the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award. Of course, Pratt Tile and Stone, serving Central Vermont since 2005. Devin, there's still 80 seconds on the clock for somebody to try to dethrone Scott Bailey's time. That track is starting to slick up. I don't know if it's going to be possible. Jacob Reeves returns to the track.
Yeah, you can see that these guys trying to run the top, they're starting to collect the wall because the cushion there where that dirt is not tilled up yet, it's called a cushion. You want to put those rear tires on that. It's so close to the wall that it just seems like it's sucking them up right into the wall. Someone who's not doing it, Reese Schaefer's kind of going back to his other way, just trying to try stuff out now. Maybe he's not going for the pole, but trying to try different lines out to make sure his car is going to work right during the race as he gets really sideways off of, I believe that's turn 4. Yep. And back into turn 1, still running that middle where it's kind of worn out. Maybe just doing some practice for the race now.
Certainly could be the case. And again, qualifying is starting to wrap up to a close. I want to give a shout out to all of our partners here at Pit Stop TV, Whiplash Media Sim Cams at www.pitstoptv.com/Whiplash. Go to Simrack Market at simrackmarket.com, and Permanent Makeup in Crowd Maine at permanentmakeupinmaine.com. Devin, that is going to be, well, I guess people are going to be able to finish their timed laps. So technically we still have attempts, and that's a big hit.
I think Setzer was going for it, and he gave it everything. But Jacob Reeves still on the lap.
You have any?
He gets loose off of the turn.
He tried. That'll do her, Devin.
Yeah, that does it. And the guy I said at the beginning to watch out for, Scott Bailey in the 11 car. He is going to pull out the Pratt Towel and Stone Pole Award for tonight at Eldora. Congratulations to Scott Bailey. One to watch out for tonight. He had a good run at Bristol. Fully expect to see him up at the front for the majority of this race, possibly taking home the checker at the end of it. So keep an eye on that 11 car. Again, the Pratt Towel and Stone Pole Award awarded to Scott Bailey. Pratt Towel and Stone, doing business for Central Vermont since 2005.
And that is how it ended up for us tonight here at the Eldora Speedway. Let's get through our starting lineup for tonight's 100 lap feature. And in row number 1, it'll be the 11 of Scott Bailey, the 17 of Reese Schaefer. Row 2, it'll be the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick, the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman. Row 3, it'll be the 81 of Max Service, the 44 of Daniel Molnix. Row number 4, it'll be the 5 of Matthew Setzer, the 77 of Seth Berger. And in row number 5, it'll be the 95 of Evan Smith, the 22 of Jacob Reeves.
And road number 6, we'll see Derek McMurtry in the 84 and Mike Perrin in the 41. Row 7, Adam Gardner in the 56, Tyler Markle in the 42. Row 8, we'll see James Gilliard in the 33, Doug Solms in the 67. Row number 9, we'll see Adrian Schumacher in the 82 and Andrew St. Court in the 12. Row number 10, we'll see Brad Bothwell in the 31 and Matt Rogers in the 96. Again, everyone after Adam Gardner chose not to participate in qualifying, so their starting positions, I think they are based on iRating, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it might just be random. I'm not entirely sure.
But anyway, if it is random, that's just how they're going to start. And they just chose maybe they don't have the hot lap car. They're just going to try and see what they can do in the race tonight. But we're about to get going, Emerson.
Yes, we are. Let's go and take a look at the track temp and weather for tonight's show. It's not going to be too big of a factor tonight, Devin, but it's a cool track, 68 degrees. It's going to be very cool, very tacky out there. Wind's very calm, 2 miles an hour out of the southwest, and 71 degrees is the air temp surrounding this place. So intriguing conditions for tonight. Again, our stages will be at the completion of lap 20 and the completion of lap 45, regardless of session state. The top 10 will be awarded stage points for tonight's race. And Devin, we don't normally do this, but I think since you're back, I think I'll do this to you. Gotta pick anyone out of these 20 drivers to get her done after 50 miles of racing. Who's it gonna be?
I think I've made that obvious. My pick is from the beginning. He had a great run at Bristol Motor Speedway, led a bunch of laps, and was just unfortunately not able to get it done as Kyle Lingerfeld showed his dirt track racing prowess and got it done at Bristol. But Scott Bailey tonight, I believe, will be the one to get it done from pole. He does seem to have one of the best cars tonight.
Well, we are getting ready to do battle here at Tony Stewart's Eldora Speedway. VIRacing.com, safety vehicle in the safety pit lane. We're racing from Big E. You hear all the fireworks and pyrotechnics going off as these drivers get to do battle around this half-mile high-banked clay oval dirt track. It's Scott Bailey out with an advantage over Reese Schaefer, and it's really getting tight back here. This is Max Service to the outside of Jeremiah Stutzman.
Yeah, Max Service up to the top lane already, hitting around the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman, and Daniel Mulnix also following him around there on the top side. These two seem to have it dialed in up on the top early. Scott Bailey jumped out to almost a second lead. Brad Bothwell has found the water barrels, and also I believe the 5 of Matthew Setzer had an issue on the opening lap as well.
And we'll see here what happened to Brad Bothwell. I think he might have just was trying to start and park and pull it down pit lane, and
yeah, he's trying to get into pit lane, which it's hard to get into pit lane if you're not under caution speed here.
That's completely fair. And he has left the session. So yeah, that is true. There's now 17 drivers running in the race so far, and Scott Bailey out in front for the 6/10 of a second advantage over Reese Schaefer.
Yep, 6/10 is almost up to a second. There it is. Just clicks over to a second. Now back down to 6/10. We see what's happening. Reese Schaefer sends it in like he did in qualifying. We saw that line. He sends it into the turn very hard. He slides up in the center, and he kind of loses some time off. But in the long span of things, it looks like it's about even between those two at the moment, as we see the 96 also pulling it down, and he resets. I wonder if he's going to park it as well. Matt Rogers, Brad Bothwell, it seems like we're going to give it a try, just not their cup of tea. They're going to park it for the night, I believe. As Daniel Mulnix looking, actually he's been passed by the 77 of Seth Berger.
This is really weird. I don't think you can hear it, Devin. I think I'm going to go in car so you can see this. That's such a huge RPM drop. He's redlining down the straightaway, and it's almost 3,500 into the corner.
Yeah, it just shows how much you have to. They're really breaking it.
I mean, it sounds like he's just dropping like a brick, like off the accelerator almost. Like it's so weird. It's full throttle and then completely silent almost, like he's clutching through the corner.
Maybe that actually helped the car turn. I'm not too sure.
Maybe, yeah. You know, it might be crazy enough it works.
Yeah, he is running a little bit of a different line. He has chosen most of the drivers tonight to run up here on the top as, they're running up on the top. He's chosen to run this
Smith
mid-side
pops
lane.
the wall, trying to get the outside of Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, we might see a lot of that. Some guys kind of beating the wall down with the back end of the right side. As he get around the 22 there, Reeves kind of running that bottom. Reese Schaefer closing up the gap just a bit and then now falling back again. He was right on top of Scott Bailey for a second. Still running that inside lane where he lets it drift up, and you see Scott Bailey runs in high and then sends it off low. So a couple of different philosophies here up at the front, but they've already opened up a 4-second gap on Seth Fitzpatrick behind them. So I believe either way, either school of thought, it seems to be working very well.
Oh, and Scott Bailey has a mistake. To the outside comes Reese Schaefer.
Wow, Scott Bailey, a mistake there. Looks like he was trying to get the run off of the turn, and it just snapped on him. Went around. Reese Schaefer trying to battle for the lead. He's got the high lane this time. He takes the lead and does back diving to the bottom, letting it slide up off the turn. So back to his normal line, and Scott Bailey's got some work to do if he wants to get back around him.
And this is now, Devin, we're getting close to lap 20. We're starting to shape up a battle for the race lead for the stage win. In about 5 laps' time, the stage will be concluding. And Reese Schaefer trying to hold it right there in the middle of the track. Bailey had some sort of slip up. I think he got just a little too sideways into the corner. You see how slicked up it is on the top side of the racetrack. And he might have been trekking it. Oh, there's a slow car in front of Reese. It's going to spin right in front of Reese.
The 84 is around on the front stretch. I don't think that they're going to throw the caution. I think he's got it lined back up, but Reese Schaefer did hit him, and that slows him up a bit. He's got to regain his momentum. In the meantime, Scott Bailey's back on the rear bumper of Reese Schaefer, both of them running their school of thought where the 11's entering high, the 17's low. Is the 17 going to try and take that line away? It looks like he does that time, trying to get back around the 84 this time. And lap traffic really can have a price to play in the battle for the lead and any position tonight in that matter. And we just saw it there.
2 laps to go in this battle for the stage victory. Reese Schaefer up high, Scott Bailey down low. Bailey trying to straight line the exits, but the way he's entering, he's running through some slicks of Reese up the track and into the wall. Side by side to the line, 1 lap to go in stage 1.
And there it is, sideways as they go into the first turn. Oh, Scott Bailey over-rotated the car in the center.
He's still there.
Reese.
Oh, no, he's not. They're going to send it. Off of turn 4, Reese Schaefer is going to win stage 1. And he's dueling with Scott Bailey. It's Fitzpatrick, Service, Berger, Smith, Molnix, Reeves, Setzer, and Schumacher. The top 10, but we're not going to leave our eyes from this battle. Bailey's down there now. Oh, and the car spin in the middle. Oh, my goodness.
That's 33.
Schaefer in the wall. Bailey to the lead.
Bailey finally gets back to the lead. Again, lap cars is starting to get slick. And these cars are finding Bailey almost
really sideways. Again. This is some great stuff, Devin.
Yeah, and it is a 4-way battle for third place right behind these guys.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Seth Fitzpatrick is in third. Seth Berger right behind him. These two right behind him. You can see them, all 4 cars battling for third place right here in a blanket on a dirt track.
This is great stuff.
The two over-rotated. He keeps the momentum, though, but he over-rotated a little bit. Oh! Man, he's so sideways when he enters the turn.
Berger and Service are way up high by the fence. Smith down low, and Fitzpatrick's just trying to hang on all over the place in front.
And the 95 slide job on the 81 to keep him behind him. That was an impressive slide job right up in front of the 81.
Contact between the Seths.
Berger to the outside. Does he have enough momentum coming off the turn? The 95 is there too. 81 trying to send it.
Hey, don't look too soon. Devin Smith, he's a little bit of a dirt racer too. He's starting to show it a little bit as this track starts to slick up.
Yeah, and then Seth Berger around the outside. Looks like he's going to get that move done possibly this time around. He's up. Is he in the wall? No, he keeps it off.
Oh, sideways! It's Devin Smith, and Max Service gets
81.
collected. That might be a yellow.
81's back moving.
Devin Smith still trying to loop it around. Oh, right in front of. No, the leader! Oh, no! Scott Bailey's going to go around, and Reese Schaefer takes the lead.
Oh, that's the last thing that Scott Bailey wanted to see. And, I mean, we said it, you know, when these guys get sideways like that, and they loop it around, you don't know where. I mean, there's cars all over this track. You're going to come up in front of somebody, and it just happened to be the leaders as we're watching the 17 of Reese Schaefer put the 71 inverse numbers there of Jeremiah Stutzman a lap down. He has lapped into the top 10 already. Next up is Adrian Schumacher. But in the meantime, this battle for, I believe now, second.
This is where Service ended up.
Service ended up a little bit back.
He's a little bit behind Scott Bailey.
Yeah, he's got Reeves and Matthew Setzer, who's made his way back up to the front after having trouble early. He's got them breathing down his neck. And if he's not careful, Reese Schaefer is starting to catch these guys.
Oh, Setzer nearly catches Reeves. Four-way battle here for the 6th position. Service diving it down low. Can't get it done. Molnick's a huge run up high.
Yeah, and Service got that nose damage. This shouldn't affect him too much here at a dirt track as he's got that low lane working. Molnick's up almost in the wall. Service going to jump up in front of him. Not able to keep it there as the car kind of jumps out from under him. Molnick's going to have the speed down the straightaway as
big
Service
moment.
is loose.
Setzer had a big moment. He was nearly in the outside wall right there, how much he snapped on exit. Molnick is going around into the wall.
Contact again.
More
from
contact.
22.
Setzer and Reese trying to avoid it. 3 wide. Still contact. More contact.
Yeah, this is just dirt track racing as Adrian Schumacher has now entered this battle. It is a 5-person battle.
5-car battle for 6th.
This is some good racing. I mean, it is.
For
it's
5th.
so-
For 5th.
Yeah. I mean, it is so frustrating as a driver, but I mean, that is dirt track racing, bumping and banging, leaning on each other just to get by somebody. I mean, this is some good stuff. Very entertaining.
Reeves is having some connection troubles.
Yeah, some blinking issues from 22. It looks like it's cleared up for now, but 5 cars under a blanket for 5th place. Just up ahead of them, Scott Bailey in 4th, trying to track back down the 2 Seths. And then set his sights back on the leader as it does look like the 11 is catching Seth Fitzpatrick pretty rapidly here.
Oh yeah, we will shift our eyes to that battle for 3rd. That's about to occur right now between teammates. Here it is. Fitzpatrick tried to hold on to the final spot on the podium, but Bailey is going to try to make easy work of him. See if he has any chance to try to chase that back down Schaefer.
Yeah, there's not a lot of damage on that 11 car either, so he should have plenty of speed in that car left to get back up to the front. He's just got to keep it in line, keep the momentum going. We are just at 10 laps until the stage 2 end. Again, these stages coming quick, fast, in a hurry. Very short track, very quick laps, so any mistake is going to hurt big time, and we've already seen what happened to our leader, Scott Bailey. He ran into trouble collecting with the, I believe it's the 95 after he got looped around and has now since gone a lap down.
Continuing on, Bailey has lost a little bit of a touch now to Seth Fitzpatrick's. The track slicks up. Seth Berger holding station in 2nd.
Yeah, Seth Berger's just up the field. You can see him. He's that blue car right there trying to get under the lapped car. So this is the battle for 2nd place right here. Scott Bailey has caught both of the Seths. They're right in front of each other. He can see 2nd place back, right in front of him. He's just got to go get it as the 33 of Gilliard is the one that's they're trying to get around here.
Trying to really tighten up here for this second position. Fitzpatrick and Bailey on top of one another.
And that's a really good 7-Eleven scheme by James Gilliard. I just want to say that was a really pretty looking car.
Very nice car. So coming around, 5 laps to go to the stage this time by the start-finish line, and the battle for second is continued to heat up. Berger now diving to the inside. Fitzpatrick up by the wall, and Bailey trying to roll down the bottom as well. Berger, he's way up there on the fence. He's letting that right rear sit on the outside wall. Bailey can't get by the 2.
Yeah, he's having trouble lately. The track's slicking up so much that basically, as we see the 33 go around behind these guys.
He's kind of just darted into the pit lane there.
Yeah, so... looks like this got Seth
Fitzpatrick,
the wall,
big time in the wall. Oh, and there's damage. There's left front tire damage. That car is severely damaged, and he can't get it off the tracks. Gilliard's still down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He toes out of the way. And big issue for Fitzpatrick. I think he's just trying to limp it around for stage points now.
I believe that the tire is off.
Yeah, the left front tire. It is off.
And by off, we mean it's similar to...
You see it there? It's broken.
Yeah,
it's in the inside wall.
Broken.
I think his quest to limp for stage points is over. Now, dude, Fitzpatrick is out of the stage points. 1 lap to go in stage 2. Reese Schaefer has a half a lap lead on the field.
Yeah, he's dialed it in. That extra practice that he was getting during qualifying seems paid off. That very interesting line that we hadn't seen anybody else really perfect or run, really working for the 17 car, where he dives it in low, lets it roll off high, and it's just working for him.
And Reese Schaefer will win stage 2 over Berger, Bailey, Setzer, Service, Reeves, Schumacher, Smith, Molnix, and Stutzman. Service did not get by Setzer for the stage, I don't believe. But again, this is all Service trying to build up a point lead, because he's going to miss next week.
Yeah, so he's trying to pick as many points as he can to stay
Berger's
relevant.
Been in front of him
top.
the whole race, so Berger's been chasing him down. Seth Berger might be the point leader after next week.
I mean, that's very possible with him missing and only being 20 points back. Or actually, he's a little bit more than 20 points, I believe. But still, it's enough with the stage points he's getting tonight and the stage points he'll probably get next week at Daytona. Seth Berger, a very good super speedway racer. That it's very, very possible that we'll see a new points leader at the end of next week, which Max Service won't like too much, and he'll come back with a vengeance to try and reclaim his hold on the regular season points lead, as we're seeing the 11 car catch back up as we're focused on the battle with the 81 and the 5.
Setzer drove back by Max Service. Yep. I believe Setzer maybe had an issue.
Yeah, I think Setzer may have got loose or something, and Max took advantage, but
big side into the wall.
And you got to be careful. We saw what happened with the 2 car. You hit it too hard. That looks like that right front.
Oh, and he hit it again. That one was heavy.
That one was heavy. And I was just saying, like, if you keep hitting it like that, that right front.
I think if you hit it flush, it'll be okay. But the second you hit it at an angle, it's gonna break easy.
Yeah, that right front suspension will break off. Just like in real life, we've seen these tires break off these cars. It can happen here in Sim if you hit the wall at the wrong angle. And that's what happened to the 2 car. But, yep, 5 car needs to keep it off the wall. I think that's the biggest thing. Just keep it off the wall.
Here's what you were talking about here, Devin. Bailey catching up to Seth Berger.
Yeah, it looks like Bailey's trying to adopt some school of thought from the 17 camp. At least the last turn. This turn he stays up high, but we saw him dive it in low and then let it ride up right there. He dives in kind of the middle, lets it ride up.
Very sideways.
Yeah. Oh, he's a little too sideways there. So Seth actually pulled on him, and Seth also diving it low, but he's keeping it low now.
I want you to look at this, Devin, and I'll tell you right here. Let's see. I wanted to see if we can get maybe a wider blimp view so we can see both of them. see, is this wider? Oh, that is closer. Anyway, I wanted you to take a look at him because, to me, at least from the onboard, Seth is driving this track much more like it is a normal paved oval. Well, Scott Bailey, he is used to throwing the car sideways, and he's driving it more like it's a dirt track. But two completely different schools of thought, and it's still holding station in this battle for second. I mean, look, Seth is, okay, he's getting a little sideways there because the track is slick, but Seth is trying to drive it straight like it's a paved oval.
Yeah, he is, and you see he's 2 in 2 different lines. He's running high, and I believe this is
1 and 2.
1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 he roads it low.
That's
so
right.
It could be just, he sends it in
look,
here.
It looks like he's entering the bottom on the short track.
Yep, and then trying to get the straight line speed off of the turn, but the 11 car huge run.
Bailey's throwing it sideways, and
Seth's dealing with the lap car here, so he's trying to figure out how to get around him, but also keep the spot as Bailey to the inside of Seth for second place sends it in. The 77 up at the top, the 11 down the bottom. 11 slides right in front. Is he going to keep the position? It looks like he will. He sends it right in the path of the 77 in the next turn and doesn't allow him to get a run back by as they are trying to put the 44 lap down, and they've got a big gaggle of cars right in front of them.
So move Scout Bailey back into the second position. Seth Berger trying to chase him down as they are working through a gaggle of lap traffic. There's St. Cour and McMurtry and Molnix all right there. St. Cour, he is 25 laps down. He has had a rough day. He's just trying to limp it home. McMurtry, he's had a rough day. He's 4 laps down. I mean, there's been a lot of rough days today. Gilliard's 20 laps down. It's not been his friend tonight. Petrin 30 laps down. My goodness. Petrin, Gardner, they're out. Rogers and Boffalo, they're also out. Fitzpatrick and Gilliard are both out. We knew Fitzpatrick was probably going to be out. But Gilliard has called it a day. St. Cour is trying to grab those spots. So St. Cour trying to maybe get 13th out of this race. Other than that, this is the only battle on track now. This battle for second. As Seth Berger is keeping Scott Bailey honest.
Yeah, he is. I mean, still running that what would look like a normal asphalt oval line. Oh, he gets the wall there.
Yeah, and you know what happens when you continue to run an oval line? Your right front starts to burn up like an oval.
Yep, and then you're not prepared for it because you've been on a dirt track. And yeah, now we're seeing him kick the tail out a little bit more, but
yeah, trying to even the tires out a little. He's getting another slide. He's got some. Bailey nearly to the inside of lap car of Jeremiah Stutzman there. Berger able to close up a little bit as a result.
Yeah, now he's kicking the tail out more, and he's caught right back up to the 11. So the 77 has plenty of speed. Maybe just trying a little something different here as he's going to power it by on the outside. Big run from the 77 side by side for second place again.
It continues on, and Bailey clears by Seth Berger.
Yeah, it looks like Seth's car was wanting to dive off the turn, and Scott Bailey was there. Seth had to back out of it to not turn the 11 car. So, big heads-up move there from the 77, not wrecking both cars, but he's right back on him. This battle's not over.
Absolutely not. We're right on board with Seth. You can see right there everything that Scott Bailey is doing very sideways in front of Berger. Very sideways. Berger looking to the outside. He's got Solms in front of him.
Thought for a minute to split the two cars, but Bailey with a good run off the turn doesn't allow that to happen. But Seth Berger sends it on the outside, side by side again, and he's got the momentum. Is he going to clear him?
He got him.
He got him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Scott Bailey really sideways off that last turn. That allowed.
Here he comes. He's coming back. We're not done.
No, I mean, we're not. This is some great racing from these two completely different schools of thought almost, and it seems to be working out for both drivers very well. And it looks like that time Scott Bailey got a little bit too sideways again, and Seth Berger able to get away a little bit. We'll see if Scott Bailey can catch him back up.
Schumacher and Reeves, they're duking out for the 6th position, right behind Max Service. 3-car battle for the 5th position shaping up right here. And Schumacher pounds the wall in his Subaru WRX STI inspired livery.
Yeah, it looks like both the 22 and the 82 are going for the same real estate off of the turn. And you can't fit 2 cars in one spot. That doesn't work too well. And Schumacher kind of gets the worst of it, collecting that outside wall, but it doesn't look too worse for wear, and he's going to try and catch him back up.
Well, while things have calmed down, we do have to take at least one break in this race for partner purposes, so we're going to step aside. We're not going to actually go anywhere. We're going to go Pit Stop TV side by side. We'll be right back with the action from the Big E here at Eldora.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to Eldora. We're in the middle of a battle. Max Service has a problem. He has destroyed the right rear tire, and this is going to be huge for the point standings.
Yeah, he was battling with the 22. He can't get it turned into pit lane.
Oh, that's pit exit.
Oh, that was exit, actually. But, yeah, that was... They were battling pretty hard, and he got out of the gas.
He's going to tow. That's going to be it for Max Service. And Max Service... He has now put himself big time in danger of losing the point lead to Seth Berger.
Yeah, that point lead change could happen tonight with
It
that.
could.
With that mistake. I mean, he won't lose too many positions. There's only 17 or 18 laps to go. So
the worst he can finish is 12th.
Yeah, the worst he can finish is 12th, unless Andrew St. Court's still on track.
St. Court is, but I believe Max is going to still finish before St. Court gets there.
Yeah, so I think he'll be okay. We'll keep an eye out on that if anything changes. But, yeah, we said it. If you hit it at an angle, he got out of the gas and kind of hit a weird angle into the wall, and it destroyed the right rear suspension this time. You can see that tire was really bouncing off of the car, was no longer attached to the frame. So um, really unfortunate there for the 81. He didn't have high hopes coming in, and it
That's
didn't pan out
unfortunate.
for
He
him.
wasn't doing too bad.
No, he wasn't.
Meanwhile, Seth Berger has driven away from Scott Bailey. We saw him battling during the side-by-side, but it is now Seth Berger opened up 1.5 second advantage over Scott Bailey. Service has now officially fallen to 12th position. The other battle on track is here for 4th. Matthew Setzer right in front of Jacob Reeves, right in front of Adrian Schumacher. They're all about 1 second away from each other. This race is pretty much slotted into the way it's going to be unless we get a race-changing yellow.
Yeah, and then it's, the lucky dog will get 4 cars on the lead lap. Reese Schaefer's already lapped up to 3rd place, and he is not that far from catching up with the 2 guys that are still on the lead lap, Seth Berger and Scott Bailey.
The other car around there on the bottom side, that is Mike Petrin. He is towed. That was Mike Petrin. There is Reese Schaefer. 12 laps to go. And doing a fine and dandy job.
Yeah, he's still running that line, entering low, coming off high.
Let's see. I can figure this out. Well, have the chance. And alright, I'll be able to. But yeah, Reese Schaefer, he is now leading, coming around this time to 10 laps to go. Again, he did not race at all during the Gunman Truck season, last season. That was on Pit Stop TV. Last time he raced, it wasn't even when we were on Pit Stop TV. It was when we were doing the Xfinity Series, and it was just primarily on the Outlaws Sim Series YouTube channel. Well, Reese Schaefer came and ran part-time that season. He started 22 races. He ended up finishing 16th in points overall, and that's because he never got a playoff reset or playoff push to reset himself. He ended up with 3 wins in that season, so he is currently looking for his 4th career Outlaws Sim Series victory. And you know, he was leading laps at the Texas race a couple weeks ago, or I say a couple weeks ago, I guess a month ago. Reese Schaefer made his return to the Outlaws Sim Series in Outlaws Sim Series competition, and again he was leading at Texas, but unfortunately could not pull it off, and then also had his prior commitments. This time will not be a factor. Even if we get a boatload of overtime, time shouldn't even be a factor for him. He is very much in contention here, and is searching for his 4th career Outlaw Sim Series victory, Devin. And I know you you initially started with the Outlaw Sim Series back in Season 1, but you missed a good chunk of Season 1, so you didn't get to see a whole bunch of Reese Schaefer's success.
No, I had to miss that for personal family stuff. I had to step away for a bit, came back last season for the Gunman Truck Series. But yeah, I did hear about the dominance that Greg Holt and Reese Schaefer put on when they were in the race, and they were very much kind of pulling away with all of it in that first season between those two when they were showing up for races. So
it's wild how many races they won, and they weren't playoff eligible.
Yeah, just because they did make the minimum, if I believe.
That's correct. They didn't make the minimum amount of starts.
Yep. So otherwise, I think they would have been, but yep, didn't make the minimum start. So yeah, just out here having fun, and sometimes it's the ones that are having
Setzer's
fun.
very slow in the front straightaway, and he's quickly being chased down for 4th.
Yeah, I think he looped it a little bit, and we're looking for Adrian Schumacher. That blue car back there. Blue car with the 82 on the front. That is Schumacher trying to chase him down.
And this was kind of a meme, but he ran. I think it was like a Honda, one of the races earlier in the season. I'm like, oh, you should run a Subaru for Bristol Dirt, you know, just as a joke. And then he actually showed up in like the Subaru World Rallycross STI paint scheme, and he's decided to bring it back for the jokes as well. Give it a good run. A top 5 run is not too shabby at all. Devin, less than a mile for this driver of the number 17, Reese Schaefer. In the Boss Security colors, he's coming around to take the white flag, presented by Whiplash Sim Cams.
White flag is out for Reese Schaefer, and I mean, it's pretty smooth sailing for him here. What a dominant run for the 17 car as he kind of gives it a wiggle into the last turn, Emerson.
Reese Schaefer, he'll bounce it off the inside wall, but for the 4th time in his Outlaw Sim Series career, he'll loop it across the line. He did it on purpose, but he'll win here at Eldora. First win on the season and 4th in his Outlaw Sim Series career, and his first win. I'm trying to do the math. This is the first time he's won in the Outlaw Sim Series in 41 races. 41 races since his last win. Of course, he didn't make any of the starts last season, but a well-deserved victory from Reese Schaefer. He got a little lucky with the lapped traffic, but you saw even Scott Bailey, he struggled to even try to get through the rest of the field once he got back there. Track position really was the name of the game for Reese Schaefer. Be right place, right time, and the victory for the 17 machine. And we'll see if he gives us some celebratory, I guess, donuts here on the front straight, and he will.
Oh yeah, giving us a nice, good burnout here right in front of the Eldora Speedway sign. Good photo op opportunity.
Let's see if he can put it there in the victory lane. I wonder if he's going to drive it in there. Does he know how to get there? Close enough, right?
I'll put it right here. That's fine, right? Let's see.
He's trying to find his way over there. Oh, he's going to take a lap. Let him enjoy it. Soak it up. He hasn't done this in a minute, Devin. He's been trying his hardest to win in the series of racing on Tuesdays, and he came up just short yesterday at his home race. We were at Michigan last night. He led up until the end. A late race yellow came out, and he unfortunately lost on a 2-tire call by somebody else. So I'm sure this will mean very well for him, and I think he's now looking for that victory lane. There he is! He's gone ahead. He's sounded. He's going to bring it on up, and Barker right there. Oh, a little too far, but that is perfect. Driver of the number 17 with his 4th career Outlaw Sim Series victory and his first one in 41 races. Reese Schaefer, welcome back to Victory Lane.
Appreciate it, guys. Been a while.
It's been a minute. Reese, you led 82 laps. It looked like there you were having a great battle with Scott Bailey, but you were just kind of staying stagnant, about 0.6 of a second back. Unfortunately, he caught a lapped vehicle who had spun out, and he caught some bad luck there. He ended up looping it there, but from then on, you absolutely pulled away from the field. It was you and Scott Bailey that certainly were looking to be the class of the field, and it ended up you were still class of the field today. How'd you do it?
Well, honestly, I'll start with the setup. Matthew Setzer sent me, he said he'd been working on a Bristol Dirt setup and sent it to me, and during practice, Max had a setup, and the thing was wrecking loose, and so when Setzer's setup was super stable, and I've only done like 2 dirt races ever at Oval, and it was like the rookie series, so I was, just watching people do it, and just, how they do it in real life, just sending it in there. So I started in that, and he started finding grooves, and really the last half of the race, though, it was more just all about throttle control, just trying not to loop it, and just try to find the time where you could, so.
This is now your 2nd time in the Outlaw Sim Series where you'll show up, you're a part-timer, and you end up winning. You're not going to be playoff eligible. Of course, you don't have the amount of starts. And I know that doesn't really mean too much to you because you're just here to have fun. But once again, the fact that you can just show up and be competitive. You've been competitive in almost all of your starts so far in the Outlaw Sim Series this season, and then you win today. What does it say about you and your ability to just show up and turn up?
Yeah, I just, I think what it really is, I just trust what I can do, right? I've been doing this thing a while, so I just, especially these cars, we've been practicing racing on them for the last, 4 or 5 months, and they're a blast to race, so just trying to get as much experience in these things as possible, and definitely prove tonight that I can hang with them, so it was pretty awesome.
Now, I'm going to guarantee it that you've never done a NextGen race here at Eldora. How much fun was it out there? It looked like you were ripping it in practice and qualifying. It looked like a blast just from that.
It was a lot of fun. I've never done any race at Eldora. I bought the track a while ago and didn't didn't even touch it. Just had it and stashed away for future events. And here we are tonight. And man, it was just so much fun. Just I think the best part about it is you can go anywhere, right? We saw people high, low, middle, and everyone worked doing their own race, and everyone had a blast, as far as I know. So it was awesome.
Well, there you go. Race winner for the first time this season and the fourth time in his Outlaws Sim Series career. Rhea Schaefer took a hiatus last season, but he decided to come back, run some part-time races, had a blast tonight, and he ended up with the victory, and a dominant one at that. 82 laps, led out of the 100. Congratulations, Rhea. Congratulations, and go celebrate hard, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Emerson. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Driver of the number 17, Rhea Schaefer, with the race victory. Devin, again, it's been so long since we've called Rhea Schaefer to a victory here in the Outlaws Sim Series. It's his first time getting one call here on Pit Stop TV, and a well-deserved one at that. He dominated tonight.
Yeah, he did. He played the lap traffic perfectly. And
Absolutely.
We were saying it when he was battling with the 11 that the lap traffic was going to come into play. It did, and Rhea Schaefer was able to navigate it perfectly, and that ultimately got him the win. But congratulations to Reese. I know it's been a long time coming, and after the heartbreak that he had last night, like you mentioned before, Emerson, it's nice to see him get in victory lane the next day.
Certainly. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chaotic race results that is. There's a caution-free event tonight, Devin. But 82 laps led for the 17 of Rhea Schaefer. Has a margin of victory of 12.7 seconds over Seth Berger. It'll be nearly 14 seconds back to Scott Bailey, who led the other 18 laps today. Matthew Setzer, the first car, 1 lap down in 4th. Adrian Schumacher there in 5th. Jacob Reeves, 6th. Devin Smith, 7th, the last car. 1 lap down. 2 laps down with Jeremiah Stutzman in 8th. 4 laps down, Monix in 9th. And Doug Solms rounds out the top 10, 5 laps down.
And I don't think Doug Solms meant to come home 5 laps down in 10th, but I think he'll take that with a track that he may not be too comfortable with. Derek McMurtry rounds out in 11th place, 7 laps down. Max Service, he did end up 12th with the broken wheel, 20 laps down. Andrew St. Croix, rough night, 37 laps down. Mike Petrum, we saw him call it quits early. He's 44 laps down. Seth Fitzpatrick, also a broken wheel, 58 laps down in 15. James Gilliard called it an early night, 16 laps down in 16th. Adam Gardner, 85 laps down in 17th. Matt Rogers, Brad Bothwell, and Tyler Markle, I don't think took the flag, but all the rest of those drivers also had very early nights. Brad Bothwell pretty much doing a start and park. And that rounds out the very quick Eldora race. It had a lot of excitement for how quick it was, though.
Absolutely, very exciting. But we're not done yet. Don't you go anywhere. More post-race coverage to come on the far side of this break. A very quick one, a very wild one, and a very dominant one for Rhea Schaefer. More post-race interviews and more on the far side of this break. Don't you go anywhere.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Rossburg, Ohio. We're now in the post-race coverage of the Outlaws Sim Series Round 19 from the Eldora Speedway. It was a very dominant race for the 17 of Reese Schaefer, and its teammate Seth Berger coming home in second. He's standing by with Devin Zimmerman.
It was almost similar and not similar. It's similar having to set up passing the lap down car at almost a straightaway ahead of you, but it's not for third gear. It's for just picking the right line. So that was just absolutely chaotic. And even when you got there, you still had no clue where they were going, just because of how out of control these cars were on track. But luckily I was ripping the wall there. I finally figured it out. I couldn't do it all practice, but luckily I was ripping the wall when we were all grouped up battling for third there, and luckily was able to not slap the wall there and kept it smooth enough to power around the outside of most of them, I believe, if not all of them. So yeah, in this Burgout Chevrolet, I think we were just able to be a little more consistent than the other ones were, and that paid off at the end.
Yeah, consistency is key. You keep the momentum up in the car. It looks like you're really close to taking the points lead, and I know your lead, and your teammate Max Service is going to be absent from the Daytona race. That could possibly put you in the points lead for the regular season. How do you feel about that? And is that any motivation to win that regular season championship before we head to the playoffs?
That would be awesome. I've already got a couple of wins in the super speedways in this series, so that would be great. And to lead the series in points would be great.
Yeah, I know you have a good time on super speedway racing, and again, we're looking forward to seeing you next week. As far as the rest of the regular season goes, it seems to get very tricky. Even though it may not look it, but it does get very tricky and technical as we get into the first round of the playoffs. With your wins, you're locked in. Is that something you're looking forward to already, or is it just kind of taking these the rest of this regular season one race at a time?
I think it'll be one race at a time, to be honest. Just try to get as many bonus points as possible, and honestly, just keep the momentum up. If you keep focusing week to week and keep that momentum up, the first round should be no problem. Even though it's very difficult tracks, I got confidence. We'll do just fine in that round.
Well, there you go, everybody. You take it 1 week at a time. Keep the momentum up. Stay in form. And that 77 is definitely in great form right now in the Outlaw Sim Series. As is pretty much every series you're running, and at the moment, some good speed out of that 77 machine. And we look forward to seeing it continue on to next week at Daytona. Congratulations again on the second place. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, man. I want to thank Matthew Setzer. He knows what he's doing with the adjustments on this track. He did a great job with helping us with the setup tonight, and also got to shout out my parents for giving me a little time alone to practice for this race tonight. And obviously shout out Berg Arts. I hope you guys could check it out. Berg_Arts on TikTok, Berg Arts on Instagram, Berg Arts on Facebook. And all the Berg Arts fans out there, did a photo shoot for Berg Arts recently, and hopefully we'll get a Berg Arts video out there.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And yeah, definitely check out the Berg Arts there on the car and on the web. It is a great time. He does some spectacular things that you just have to check out for yourself to see. So go check him out, like you said. We appreciate it, Seth, and we'll let you get back down to your teammates.
All right, thank you.
And there it is, driver of the number 77, Seth Berg. At the beginning, you couldn't hear him. That's all right. We ended up fixing that. But all he said was he was shocked that the race had gone green all the way. And he was more or less just going to be happy with a top 10 tonight. He wasn't expecting it to run so well. On the other hand of that, he had to duke it out with one of the fastest drivers out there tonight. I know it's a little disappointing for you tonight, Scott, the third place finish. But I know you gave it your all. You led 18 laps before you got caught up with the lapped car. What kind of happened out there, and what was going through your mind as it was happening? Were you expecting them to do something else, or was it just bad timing, or what happened?
Yeah, it's tough with these cars. Once you get them sideways, you try and exit the corner where you want, but ultimately you got to go where the car's gonna just stick. And I'm not sure what happened in front of me, but it looked like two or three cars spun, hit each other, and then they were kind of getting out of the way and getting going, and one car just pulled right up in front of me, and I had absolutely nowhere to go. I got on the brakes, but ultimately I ran in the back of them and spun it, and I was able to recover, but pretty disappointed. I've been looking forward to this race for a while, so
I'd imagine it was pretty disappointing. Early on, of course, you were the pace setter early. You qualified on the pole, and you were holding station at the front of the field, holding it stagnant between 0.6 of a second to a second between yourself and Reese Schaefer. What were we kind of feeling there when you were kind of running out there, at least those first 20 laps with you and Reese?
Yeah, I was honestly just trying to settle in. I knew it was going to be a long race. I wasn't really pushing too hard. I didn't want to. These things, they seem to bend the tie rods really quick on dirt, so I didn't want to, get in trouble and just barely brush the wall and end my race. So I was just kind of settling in up front, and then it was, once we got to lap traffic, it was just trying to pick through lap traffic.
Well, Scott, I know tonight did not go the way you intended. Coming up next is Daytona, and then the road course of Laguna Seca, and then we kind of get to the rest of the schedule that's kind of more normal on the way to the playoffs. What are you looking forward to the coming weeks? How are you feeling about the coming weeks, and your chance setting yourself up for a playoff run?
Honestly, yeah, I'm just looking forward to the playoffs. I'm trying to secure my spot. I'd love to get a win before the playoffs, but maybe Daytona. It's kind of always up in the air as far as what can happen. So, I've got an opportunity there, and I don't mind the road courses, but I'm definitely not, a road course ace. So I don't see myself winning on a road course unless I kind of get lucky and in one of those races. But just looking forward to finishing out strong. Had a rough couple of weeks ahead of this week, so keep collecting points and hopefully get a spot in playoffs.
Right on. Well, Scott, still a very fast car that you brought to the Eldora Speedway tonight. 18 laps led. It'll be a third place finish for you. I know it's not where you wanted to end up, but you were able to recover nicely to the podium. So there's that to raise your head on for tonight. Congratulations on your podium finish tonight. Best luck to you at Daytona next week, man.
All right, thanks guys. Appreciate what you guys do to put it on too. You guys do a heck of a job with the broadcast, so appreciate that.
And we appreciate that, Scott. Thank you so much. And yeah, once again, go celebrate that podium, man.
Thank you.
Driver of the number 11, Scott Bailey. Again, looked like he was going to be the dominant car today, and then just got caught up in an incident there. Very unfortunate circumstances. Somebody who kind of worked their way into the top 5 tonight. Driver of the 82, Adrian Schumacher. Devin, he's standing by with you.
Yeah, Adrian Schumacher, we're going to pull you up just to pick your brain. You're not the best on the dirt tracks. You're a road course expert, but you get it done tonight. You get a top 5. This has to be something encouraging going forward and getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, before I start anything, it's just I gotta say thank you to Matthew. That was all the setup and possibly the Subaru livery.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit during the race. The Subaru, a little bit of a dare from my co-commentator and our lead broadcaster Emerson, but it did look good out on the track, and we're watching it back now, slip and slide right up on the wall. You did clip it a couple times, but you didn't bring it down or bring the house down. So, all right, you made it to the end, and like I said, that 5th place finish really has to feel good for probably a track that you were not looking forward to coming in.
Yeah, gosh, I was not looking forward to this. I thought I was gonna run 15th, but again, Matthew's setup just that carried me to 5th. Yeah, just though I didn't hit the wall though. Just taps.
Yeah, just taps. But as we get going on in the season, we got Daytona next week, then Laguna Seca. I know you're probably looking forward to Laguna Seca, but for the rest of the tracks going forward, are you starting to look ahead towards that first round? We know you got the win from Canadian Tire, so you are in the playoffs. But are you looking forward to that first round of the playoffs where we get to those road courses and very technical tracks? Or are you trying to take this one race at a time, just kind of build up points?
Yeah, well, I'm mostly focused on getting my craft together just throughout the rest of the regular season. Definitely the next 2 weeks can be a strong suit for me. But yeah, looking at that first round, those are 2 possible wins.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I definitely think that you'll be one of the highly touted favorites going into that first round. But we got to get there first. And like you said, you got some good races coming up. So hopefully capitalize. And yeah, I mean, how you feel about your chances on taking, maybe closing in on the regular season championship? I know Seth and Max are up there at the top. Your teammates, you're kind of sitting around, I believe it's 7th or 8th. Is that a goal to kind of close up that gap, get some more bonus points for the playoffs before we get there?
Yeah, definitely closing up to them and getting those playoff points. But I don't know about getting up there to challenge them for the regular season championship. I think that's out of my reach.
Yeah, just get as much as you can. I hear that. And then, of course, looking forward to seeing what you can do in the playoffs. Been very steady and consistent, it seems, this entire season. And hopefully that continues for you. We'll let you get back down and get back to your teammates there. It seems like y'all had a good night at Swift Racing. And, yeah, congratulations on the top 5.
Thanks, guys.
And there was driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. And again, a wild race tonight. There's definitely a lot of crazy, a little bit of carnage, but looks like the race stayed green for the most part. Race control not finding anything to throw a caution flag and bunch the field back up for. So looks like it was all good for tonight's show, Devin. But that's going to do it for it tonight. We got a good slate of races coming up, Devin. A lot of super speedway racing. But first, tomorrow night, the North American Racing League and their Porsche Cup cars take to Phillip Island. And you won't want to miss all the action. Tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Phillip Island is a fantastic road course. We'll get to see the Amateur Series up first, their 30-minute race, and then the Pro and the Pro-Am categories coming up afterwards for their 50-minute showdown, again at Phillip Island. Then Sunday night, the Atlanta Motor Speedway, the brand new Atlanta Motor Speedway. It'll be in full effect Sunday night for the MPI Cup Series, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going super speedway racing, pack racing at the new Atlanta, and we'll continue that trend on next week's round here for the Outlaws Sim Series 7. Round 20 will be from the Daytona International Speedway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A lot of high speed, high intensity racing coming up for us.
Yeah, definitely. Phillip Island, don't sleep on that track. It is, like you said, a very, very underrated, very good road course to see these GT3s tackle. So please tune in there at 8:30, and then of course MPI taking on Atlanta, which has been dubbed the mini Daytona now, and then of course Outlaws Sim Series at Daytona on Wednesday. You can catch all of these races, which are going to be some great races, at our social media outlets there. You can see them on the screen: facebook.com/pitstoptv, instagram.com/pit_stop_tv, twitter.com/pit_stop_tv_, and then youtube.com/c/pitstoptv1. And then of course you can check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/pit_stop_tv.
Well, Devin, it was a quick show for us tonight here at the Eldora Speedway. A fun one. Great racing, great battles, insane battles there with Seth Berger and Scott Bailey, and a few others throughout the field like Setzer and Reeves and Schumacher and Smith and Service. But all of those names ended up way back behind the 17 of Reese Schaefer, who obviously dominated tonight's race. And again, I said this is going to be kind of one of the wild card races tonight, and look at that. We got kind of a wild card winner tonight, a driver who hasn't won in 41 races in the Outlaws Sim Series. So at that, I'm ready for more wild card racing action next Wednesday night from Daytona. Devin, how about you?
Yeah, definitely. It could be a definite wild card race again. Anyone can win at Daytona, just got to be there at the end, and that's the thing. You got to be there. So don't get included in any of the big wrecks that could happen. And it looks like, if I remember from the original race, that outside lane could prevail. We saw these dark horse racing guys move up to the outside lane and really start to dominate that race for 1 point there before they kind of got split up because of cautions. And then, of course, the big ones happened and took out some of their drivers. But that does seem like it could be a play for these guys to kind of take forward on what they had at Talladega and what they had previously at Daytona. But tonight, again, it was so amazing to see these cars racing that close together. A lot of beating and banging, which can happen at these short tracks that are dirt. And it was just exciting all the way through, and it's only going to continue at Daytona in the pack racing.
Well, that is going to do it tonight from the virtual Rossburg, Ohio. Once again, I want to shout out everybody here at Pit Stop TV. Tonight, Devin Zimmerman joined me on the kill. I am Emerson Arden. You better join us tomorrow night for North American Racing League Porsche Cup cars tackling Phillip Island. Or we'll see you next Wednesday night for Outlaws Sim Series action from Daytona International Speedway. Good night, everybody.